Alright, I make my return, and according to the means through which I can measure time, that was could somewhat be described as a reasonable amount of time. Certainly not a few minutes, but hey, some things never change, do they? But hey, sometimes breaks are necessary, and this was definitely one of those times, so... let me take a minute to gather my bearings once more. Just like I need to gather my bearings every single time I look at my freaking... at my browser, my tab configuration on my browser, just because... I have like, how many Twitch tabs open at this moment? It's like 1, 2, 3... like 8 counting the dashboard, the video producer, and then like a bunch of other stuff that I've opened at the same time, and one of those is my channel. And they're not like neatly clustered next to each other because there's a bunch of crap in the middle, but hey. Like I said just a minute ago, some things never change, so let's see. I'm pretty sure that the amount of time that I've been gone, it's reasonable enough that, yep, the controller has lost connection, so give me a second. Get that back up. Should only take a second. There we go. I did say I was gonna try that right away. Like, retry that right away, but I get a bit of a... I think it might take a bit of a moment to rethink that. So let's see if I go to... oh, a few things around here. Doing this here thing, which is currently being used as a container for the drink that I got for myself in the meantime, which placed in a rather precarious position, which I am sure I will not regret. Right. Now that I know, now that I have a vague kind of notion of how that fight is gonna go. Like, hold on a second. Now that I have Ruiner Gigante in my Medlog, I still don't have the materials for... that doesn't imply I have the materials to make the next level of the Nergigante Wolverine claws. That's interesting. But now what I'm wondering is if I shouldn't bring something like the upgraded version of the Brachydios explosive dual blades, this thing. Because I only need one more glowing slime to make those, and so those would, once I do make those would be actually stronger than the explosive dual blades that are the defender blades. And I guess that, I'm pretty sure that would be pretty useful, at least for the first phase. Like, maybe we could bring a Firecaster too. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind, I thought I heard something bad, but apparently I didn't. Okay. Realize too, it only takes 6 Elder Dragon Bones to upgrade to this node, and I have 12 at this point. Maybe I actually should make these right now during surrender and do it like I don't know. The first part of the fight with Brachydios dual blades. If I can make both of those right now, I think I will upgrade those right now actually during surrender. I'm gonna equip those right now, but I think I'm coming up with a plan, and one of those is making the Brachydios dual blades, which would require a very quick hunt. Well, I say a very quick hunt, but you know what I mean. It's a relative term, I suppose. We'll do one Brachydios investigation, one Brachydios hunt, and like, then try to do the first phase of the fight with those explosive dual blades, and then do the rest of the fight with Dryon Element dual blades, because for all I know that's gonna be the best option. Let's see. I myself, Brachydios hates ice most of all. I find it really fucking strange that I managed to lose to that thing and yet I didn't lose to Barioth. It's just one of the things that I'm thinking of right now, but yeah, let's go hunt Brachydios real quick just to get this the materials for that, and then we'll attempt that fight again. I said real quick, that might be, you know, relatively speaking. I got the quest together part, it's called Paean of Guidance, give it everything you've got, so if you look at that right now, it's just gonna be... Time has finally come to face Sharai Jvalda. Okay, well, we did not hear that name before. Okay, got it. For the guy with Apean, I guess this is the one for killing Ruiner Nergigante. And the other one is Shara Valda, whatever that is. This is a job only you're capable of. But now first we're gonna look at the investigations because we want to hunt Rakedios so that we can get the missing ingredient here. We're gonna make a couple of adjustments before we set out on that. Actually, we're gonna be grabbing well, grabbing the best investigation that we can, but also changing our Palico stuff so that we get more drops to the Plunder Blade. Where could Rakedios be? There he is. Okay. So it looks decent. It's 20 minutes, we can probably manage that at this point. If we're gonna do 20 minutes, we might as well do this one though. Right, and well, since it's 20 minutes, I guess we want to do that as quickly as possible, save as much time as possible. I guess I'm gonna... what's this? Marijuana scale. I want a trap, and I want some fleas so that we can save a bit of time by, you know, trapping the dude instead of killing him. And that reminds me, it's time for me to, well, it's not time for me to do anything. I'm taking license in this one. I'm gonna be turning on the overlay so I can check how much health Rakedios has throughout so that I don't screw it up if I do have the opportunity to actually do this and, you know, not screw it up. Ooh, that probably came through. That's one of the sounds that the overlay makes. Gotta find out whether or not that shows up on screen like the actual overlay graphics do. Pretty sure they don't, but hey, you know, it doesn't hurt to check. Make sure. Okay, you're gonna be using the Plunder Blade for this here thing. Guess I'm gonna also change the thing to Choral Orchestra for whenever we're gonna... you know, we go back to fighting the dude. Maybe I should even change it to the fucking Vigor Wasp Spray or something. That might actually not be a bad idea, considering. But first, let's see. Let's investigate Rakedios. Let's capture Rakedios in 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be closer to that one. Let's get some handy-dandy elemental resistance. I'm pretty sure that's the best thing against Rakedios. I don't know if we have any, I'm sure we do have a max potion handy, yeah we do, so covered on that front. Let's go. All we get is a single glowing slime, which means we need to get a single fucking material drop during the fight. And the Plunder Blade should take care of that real quick. Specifically the Palarang. Okay, the thing should be showing up, and there it is. Okay, so let's just immediately begin. I will try to summon up some help here too, because that's usually a good idea. Yeah, use the signal. Call for help. Okay. Like I saw the signal and came running. Isn't that nice of it? Okay, so this dude has, you can't see any of this because, you know, overlays don't translate to sober capture, but he does have a little bit less than 20,000 health, which means that should be doable. Should be very much, very yes. There. Oh, my mantle ran out. Hold on. Guess I will. Oh, never mind. We gotta be eating this first. Move the mantle and put on the fireproof mantle and get him with the Palarang, please. Because that's kind of important that we get some of those materials during the fight. There. I completely forgot that Brachydios has its own music. It's looking sounding pretty good right now. We're gonna have to remember to look it up after this. Because I've been trying to identify what my favorite monster themes of Iceborne are so far. Come on. Okay, yeah, that's the final glowing slime that we needed, and with an extra one. So, even if we fuck this up completely at this point, which I don't think we will. Our main objective in doing this right now is technically being fulfilled. Pick up stone. There's supposed to be another slinger ammo thing that the Brachydios itself dropped that I should be able to get. Shit. Oh yeah, I don't have any fucking free medicine because it didn't start at the camp, it just started me off right at the fight. If I die, it doesn't matter, like I said. Guess I'm gonna at least attempt to survive, though. Okay, I even got a free meal from the, I was using my, my freaking big medicine from my own reserves. Not nice. And a free Gaston plus can more Brachydios, tracking information, which I don't think I really need at this point, but I will grab. Regardless. Getting more and more of these research points. Nice. Alright, so this thing's about to run out anyway, so let's teleport to the camp where we were supposed to show up in the first place. Free heal, free sharpen. We gotta get like a knight with us, but no, I guess the tailwader that left was the Gastodon. So far we managed to take off about 20% of the Brachydios' health, which is nice. And it's only been about 5 minutes, so I'd say that we got a fairly good chance of making this work. A little bit under 5 minutes actually, looking at the clock. Ooh, there's footprints, hold on. We don't actually have full tracking on full grind enough already, that's surprising. Better get the jump this guy. And just kind of succeed. We got plenty of glowing slime just from the drops, that's the main effect. Raging doesn't look like it's raging, so I should be able to, if we can manage to get in its head right now. Dang it. Just do the thing. It works if it didn't work. It's raging now. That means that I can just expand these at my own leisure at this point. But we managed to bring it down anyway. That's nice. Alright. It's now lost 30% health. It's now at 68% health. Why do I keep coming back to the stone? I don't actually need the stone. What I need is to have some decent range so that I can... Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. I'm gonna try to get this guy to come over here. I didn't think he was even affected by that, was he? Oh well. 65% health, I think we're gonna be okay. It makes sense that you just into those. Yeah, there we go. There's the paralyzer with the handy dandy part toad. Oh fuck, I'm gonna get blown up by this mucus, which I didn't realize that it had left. Come on. Hold on, I can remember if that stayed still. The monster here will try to capture it. Well, I don't know about riding the monster, but I can try to do a bunch of jump attacks on it. This terrain. Did grab all the free medicine, right? Hold on. Take advantage of that now. At least I got knocked away from the explosion points, which is nice. Shit, didn't realize he was staggered. Butters. But he's basically half dead at this point. Should be good. Not quite half dead, but almost half dead. A little bit more. Oh, that's a big jump. Didn't really like to jump that far. Okay. Oh. The incredibly slow animation of trying to hit it with the fucking slinger ammo. And do that. I keep going back to fucking full right. That's how. It doesn't really make sense. You can't see what it's doing, but... And one of the reasons why I prefer the Smart Hunter overlay to the one that I'm using right now, which is Hunter World, is the fact that you can constantly, instead of like just showing up stats from all the, all three of the big monsters that are active on the field at any given time, it just tries to focus on like whichever one you, like either right in front of you or whichever one you attacked last, which... sounds like it could work in theory, but it's just very fucking cumbersome in practice. Because when you have more than one monster on screen at a time, which happens more often than you would think, then things get pretty fucky. Oh. It fall right out with that, which is not the monster I wanted to hit. Imagine. Take care of that. I'm gonna try to buy these materials at this point. In banded metal materials. That. And that. And that. Interesting. Personally, no idea why so many of the events attack are being directed towards me at this time. This is get a rocket material. Easy max potion. That's interesting. Of course, I'm gonna hit him up. But somehow hit the guy. Hello. Not complaining about that one. He has precisely one third of his health left. Now he has even less. Doing this with the biggest sense of urgency imaginable. Okay, he's... oof, that's what I'll say. I'll try to get rid of this super blast light that he hits you with. There we go. He just hit himself with one of his own explosions. I'm not quite sure what that was. What's he going? I don't think he's limping yet. He's got how much health left? 26%. And got a little bit more than 10 minutes left, so we should be good, I keep saying. That's because it's the truth. Alright, let's quickly sharpen if we can. There we go. Get ourselves the chill shroom. And confirm how much time we have left in this thing, the fire mountain. Try to confirm where the fuck that gun is a hit. That too. Five minutes. I thought it was a little bit more than 10 minutes, but then we can do it anyway. Probably anyway. It's now at under 20% health, which in theory I believe should be enough to get him to start limping. Let's capture him. I think we broke both knobs that time, unless we're going ahead somehow. It's at 17% health, which should be enough to make him stop. Fucking what? Make him start limping. Or at least incredibly close to it. Sake. He's at 13% health. He's at a ridiculously low health right now. Here we go. Oh, can do it now. Hold on. There we go. Did the hunted Brachydios in less than 20 minutes. And we get all the materials that we needed, of course, for... The materials that we needed for the top tier Brachydios dual blades for explosive elements, so... They're now all decked out for our rematch with whatever the fuck that giant monster was. Fine Brachydios, Ebon Shell. Actually got glowing slime too as a thing. reward from the quest. Under even shell, etc, etc. We also get a fucking pallium, which I was not expecting. That's like the rarest material you can get from one of the monsters. That's nice. I think we almost maxed out Unity with the Gajalaka too, which is interesting. And now, hey there. The day reset, I guess we get the login bonus. Apparently make 2 more materials now. Large barrel bomb as a gift. Let's see, let's clean this out. We don't need this or this or that. We need to refill that because we wasted the previous one. Right, apparently we got a couple of things to deal with here. Resource Center, we can make Hideous Blasters 2 and Shattering Flames 1, which I don't know what that's about. Okay, search the mushrooms, now we can research entomology instead. Who are these people? Who are you? Oh, not Pui. Get the fuck out of here, I want to talk to the other people. I believe you're making me do this. It's most heinous. It's fiber, you can count on me running it. Tell us how about you. Oh, fuck off, Pui. I want to talk to you right now. Right, fine. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna put you down right the fuck here. Stay there. But one more thing of dialogue. No finish lips. Challenge what this hot southern lass can do. Alright, that was clearly worth the extra effort, so... let's make the adequate improvements. Let's see, where are the Brachydios blasters? We should have them somewhere. The level 1 version of that. What are the other things we can make? Altering Cities, Shattering Flames, we can make this with Lava Seal, Grand Fin, blah blah blah, Barnos Hardclaw, Lava Seal, Heartfin. We got Lava Seal shards, I don't know how. Hey, apparently we can make those now. Maybe we got that from the hunting the Lava Seal in the Tail Raider Safari. That probably is what happened actually. But let's see, so we're at those Fellwing, Pounder, Lash. We got 1 extra Lash too, which helps. And we have way more glowing slime than we need. Most powerful explosive dual blaze in existence at this point. Probably in our grasp, and the other thing would be the most powerful dragon element. Dual blades at this point. Apparently also said put a decoration in those, so let's do that right now. Just prove our blast damage, blast attack build up. Aren't they percentage based? I'm pretty sure that's gonna make it even stronger, so... okay. Let me see, I think we're gonna have to... not have to, but we want to carry a Farcaster just into battle. Why do we only have 5 Farcasters on backup? That doesn't seem very... so let's make a few more of these at least. Let's carry at least a couple of these into battle so that I don't have to... I can carry up to how many? Oh, just 1, so it literally doesn't matter. I guess you can only ever use 1 at a time anyway. But yes, let's go ahead and get the shit over with for real this time. The old Everworm, Paeon of Guidance. Alright, let's go kill that motherfucker, but actually manage to kill him this time. Origin Isle. Let's get us some Traveler as defense, I guess. And of course carry another max potion with us, because that's always a necessity. Let's go get this done. That reminds me, I'm gonna be closing the overlay at this time, because I don't actually want to know what it says just yet. I will have it open. Oh boy. It's just a cutscene after we killed Ruiner and Gigante. Yeah, we're just gonna skip that. And get right back into the thing. This is somehow fucking Ishvalda, whatever the fuck this thing is called. We got spoiled by that information, or regarding that information by the freaking... You know, the class description for the thing. Yes, assignment. Guess we wouldn't have been if... Oh, I just realized my fucking prodigal has the worthless as... you know, plunder blade thing. I guess we're gonna get more materials, I guess. Well, but fuck it, let's just keep it going, and if we die once, if we cart once, that is. Let's see. If we manage to get past this phase, which probably will, without carting. And I probably just jinx it by saying that, but who cares. Once we get past this phase, then we will... You know, use the Farcaster, which is the whole reason that I bought it, so that I could switch to... switch to a different element weapon once we get up to the second phase. There's a tool into the wall that didn't even top of it. It's interesting. This time we're actually on the front side of it. I get the feeling that this is probably the best set of dual blades to be doing this with for the first phase, but we will be switching to a different one for the second phase. Well, second and third phases, based on what I've seen. It's gonna do a big damage when it rises up from the sand. I still have the fucking fireproof mantle, that's wonderful. Shows you how well prepared I am most of the time. Can't dodge this. Nope. Also, I'm pretty sure that I don't even have any access to the camp before I run into this fucking part of the fight. I fight with this way. That's interesting. Don't even get to grab my free medicine or anything. I just got fucking shoved into the fight with nothing else that I can do. Then you kind of start seeing its crazy eyes from this point. You can actually see the crazy eyes during the next part of the fight. Until you manage to wear it down until completely pissed. Can dodge right now. I'm pretty sure out of range of that, but okay. I'm behind it specifically for that reason. Boulder plates. Let's quickly heal. at least get a free meal out of it. Activation or what have you. As long ago this thing breaks free. Let's see. In the middle now. It didn't look like that's what was happening there. I can't avoid this. Improvement which wasn't doing anything to begin with, more of.
I think I can see something through the cracks you've made.
Let's try to stick to the front side of this fucking critter. All it's doing is sinking in the sand face. Okay, I'm sorry for that. I'm sure it never did blow up the sand moves before when it was in this phase. It's completely invention. Oh, I'm pretty sure the fireproof mantle doesn't do jack, so I don't think I'm even gonna be bothering to. This time. Up. Oh yeah. Oh yes. If what I was witnessing actually made sense to me at this time. Gee, I sure hope this dude would hold still for a second so that I could know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay. Interesting. Setting its form and becoming the... becoming the other version of itself.
Just its shell?
Well, it's time to use the Farcaster. But I can refresh and grab the free stuff and respec, because Jesus fucking Christ, right. I don't even have the correct mantles. Okay, what are the Palico equipment? You know what, yeah, fuck it, it's time to, I don't know, use either Shield Spire, Coral Orchestra, or Vigor Wasp Spray. Which one would be better for this? Thinking Vigor Wasp would be good if only because it has that rest move, which would be quite welcome, but let's see. First of all, let's change this to, you know, the Dragon Element ones. And let's change this to the one that's actually going to be useful, which is that mantle. Okay, we're definitely not going to be sticking with the fucking Blunderblade. We're going to switch to attack defense or status resistances. We're going to be sticking with Choral Orchestra, just in case. Let's just see how versatile this really is. Yeah, I just realized that I still haven't used my, technically not at full health potential yet. I still haven't used my max potion. Yeah, let's go beat up this motherfucker and actually succeed at murdering it this time, shall we? Very confused about the hitboxes. It's fucking beams. Whatever you want to call them. Very unclear on that. Okay, I don't know what would have hit me there. Temple Mantle. Very unclear on that. That time I could at the very least kinda sorta see that coming. There's it's really not a great window of opportunity to predict where the fucking tentacles are gonna be moving when it attacks directly by fucking dragging those the wing tentacles. I don't know what to call them. There's probably a better word for those, but I think if I know what that is right now. So when it does that, go closer to it, not away from it. And my temple mantle run out. Couldn't have moved out of the way. I was in the middle of a combo and I decided to do that. Okay. It's a new formation that I never saw before. And so is that. Ending configuration of it that I could not have seen coming. Drags that shit around on the ground, don't even bother. Not even bother trying to get away from it. Just try to get closer to the big monster's center of gravity. The only way that'll work out. Ooh. I will attempt to break the next leg. Foreleg, I guess. I just hope this thing doesn't push itself back far enough that it actually ends up hitting me. By some miracle that didn't happen. Oh, okay. Somehow reach under itself there. It's definitely news to me. Don't be in front of it. That's my main goal for that. Or at least like beam attacks. I was gonna try and search for one of those like red slinger ammo that I dropped a while ago, but it's no longer to me. Or at least staying like right underneath it is a pretty good strategy for the most part. I'm really surprised I did not get hit there. What's it doing? It's trying some... well, yep. Trying some shit by dragging the close. Close. This is probably not a great descriptor either, but it's a little bit better than what I had before. Fucking tentacles. Hold on. Maybe we need to sharpen again. Actually drag shit up from the ground with that that thing. The wing claw drag. Okay, that somehow reached far enough back that it hit me. I gotcha. This thing's range is completely... this hitbox is completely fucking broken. Somehow it'll counter as a hit. Hold on, I'm waiting for that... the right foreleg to be broken. So I can get some more cheap hits in the head. For that, actually. A ton of the nonsensical hits that would have been able to get on me with the wing claws if that hadn't happened. And now comes a point where I have no idea what the fuck it's doing. Apparently, when it rears up on its hind legs like this, we want to not only... oh shit. Tim was right. This kind of works. That does not... it's not something that should have worked at that ridiculous range. At least it didn't do something stupid and say like that was somehow a range of that beam. So off to the side. I can somewhat try to snipe me with some of those beams and then like to the side of it. That's not good. That's also that untelegraphed move. So I'm just gonna try to keep hitting the forelegs whenever possible. What a better option would be at this point. I still have the freaking max potion. I keep forgetting about that. I still don't think I'm gonna use it just yet though. No. No, my attack is being raised. No, I can't dodge this shit. No, somehow did dodge actually, even though that didn't even make any sense to me. Even if it worked in my favor. I have no idea what the heck I did different to, you know, all the other times when I should have dodged things that actually looked like they should have been able to dodge them. Well, it's gonna turn the sun into quicksand, I think. Time to use my max potion. That comes out. Okay, that was somehow an AoE. Now its crazy eyes are exposed. We haven't carded once yet. Which is nice. Yep. Cannot escape that. Oh, now is the time to use a max potion if I can before I die. Never know what these hit boxes. Okay. Carbon dead. At least. That was bad. It's not telegraphed at all. Oh, the attacks are getting even crazier. That's great. That it reaches out far back when it pulls back is something that I do not find compelling. No idea what it's doing now. Oh, it's teleporting. Not teleporting, but you know what I mean. It's getting all the way over there, so it's gonna try to do a big directed attack, so we're about to let that happen. Thank you very much. Big supernova. Didn't even seem like that before. Okay, I have no idea what part of that would have hit me if I didn't have a mantle, but I guess I should be glad that I have it on. Okay, that was once more not telegraphed. Cool. And, well, this is completely new. Never had hope. So much for having the coil orchestra be useful. Didn't even become stun-proof because do shit. Let's just keep it up. This is anything like the Semi-Hero fight where you keep sitting. There's also not gonna be any clear indicator of like when it's nearing death. I could like to imagine that if you can divide the fight into phases, this would be the third and final phase, and it opens up the crazy ice and starts doing all these try-hard attacks. Holy shit. It's actually not invulnerable to... Oh, you broke the head, I guess. There's that. Not invulnerable to paralysis. That's the first time. It only took like 25 minutes of continued damage with the particles paralysis weapon, and finally, yep, once again, entirely not telegraphed at all. Well, that's reasonable. Let's tell you something I haven't done anything about. Maybe not bother trying to be near the forelegs. Ridiculous range on that. It's pulling beams back towards its own center. I can try going for the tail next. Not that I don't know if it's gonna show effect at this point. Just going for the tail will probably take me out of range of the fucking ridiculous sweeps that it does under its own belly with the wing talons. That's another way of calling those things, another name for those things, wing talons. That's kind of what they are. Wing talons or wing claws or wing tentacles. And I'm pretty sure I got the name wing talons right from this game, since that's one of the materials you can get from the Wrath monsters. Can't dodge that. I'm in the middle of a combo. Where's it going? Is it going all the way over back there? Or... no, it's coming up here. Holy shit, there's Hunter over here. What a stupid AoE roar that somehow hurts you. Something that time. Okay, now it's actually doing something with fucking gadgets. Didn't seem very keen on doing before. I'll tell you what. I have absolutely no idea what it's supposedly trying to hit me there. I have a very hard time thinking that anything from the sand blowing up could be hitting me at that range. Well, not thinking, leaving. Shit, actually staggering it somewhat. Whatever that's worth. Not as much as you think. At after, I guess, after wounding the back legs, you can actually get as much damage from them as you can from the forelegs. Which is nice. I don't know if you would even be able to sever this tail, but this might even really care. I just want this to be over. And like, trying to deal with this energy before the first time. I keep bringing it up, but it's like... it's just freaking... the definition of artificially extending things. Oh, really good reason. didn't even really get near it. I guess if I follow this narrow path. Let's look at a bunch of unknown, materials, just like shard materials. And what how to assume are from broken parts. Where's it going? It's going here? No, it's going there. But I have to assume that if it's dropping materials like that, it must be because it's gotten some considerable damage done to it. What you can do there, AoE roar here? I think I've noticed that AoE roar coming when... right after it does that big supernova that it throws into the center of the arena after it teleports. My mantles are dead again. So I will wait for my temporal mantle to... can't wait. Keep healing off. The back of it. And be consistently befuddled by how quickly it's apparently able to turn around on a whim. In spite of everything. It's bizarre combos that it tries to pull off on me. And I find it was very compelling to rewatch, especially when it does that shit. Time to try to heal. There's so much I can do, at least I got my free heal. Then get a quick hit there. Go there. Defense raised. I think it's been so long that I lost my maximum stamina yet again. It's been so long, I say, but it's probably not even been as long as the fucking... that fucking water elder dragon. What was it called? I already forgot. It's really difficult to remember for some reason. Oh, there we go. We did it. Actually took less time on that water elder dragon, speaking of that. Yes, I will gladly sink my knife into your fucking face. Yet, much like with Synergy, the first time we fight this thing, it's like big question mark monster. We don't know anything about this thing. Or if its materials are mystery materials. So I'm compelled to believe that this is like the quote-unquote final boss of Iceborne. Even though, like I said, I'm pretty sure that there's still gonna be, more monsters and more content even after this. Okay, whatever. At least we have this over with. And that is a matter of rejoicing for me. Gonna be taking a few screenshots here. Oh god, what? That was an oddly Jesus-like way of framing the protagonist.
You did it.
Thank goodness you're...
Well, maybe not necessarily Jesus-like, more like just generic messianic.
If it wasn't for you, your partner and I would have had to give up our search. Truly, thank you.
I'll record everything. This investigation, the old Everworm, all of it.
That's someone else's line. I'll record everything.
Work cut out for you.
But it's about the same tier of acting.
That was truly An adventure to remember. I have nothing to regret. But now... Now what do I do?
A great woman once told me, you either push forward or go home. There's no time to second guess yourself.
You're right. Now that we're done here, I'll have to find a new hobby.
Hey, you kids okay?
A wise man once said, you must construct additional pylons.
Any injuries?
Dude, you were awesome!
Good to see you unharmed. Good work. Bravo. This thing's huge.
My word. To think it was meddling with the Everstream.
I mean, was it really?
What are you guys doing?
I still don't understand what the fuck it was supposed to be doing.
Commission's decision to leave this assignment to the 5th
Much like I don't understand still what the fuck synergy by itself was supposed to be.
go. And that's why we're here. You got the job done, as expected.
All right, time to head back.
So, what do you know? I mean, this thing got its ass kicked when there was only one of us around, so I get the feeling that
Round 2?
there's only one way this could end at this point.
Alright! You want some? Come get some!
Unless fucking Nergy somehow not dead, even though we also killed it. Well, we weren't able to carve it, so I guess we can somewhat accept that. Alrighty then.
Just another link in the food chain.
Guess they just wanted to evoke the Jurassic Park ending. Ray, our best friend, that was kind of the main villain, if you could even call it that, of the vanilla game. Ain't that something? I mean, it's also part of the fucking Jurassic Park progression, I guess you could say. Let's see. It's still all marked as question marks. What about, I want to take a picture of this, because it's actually a perfect frame for, expressing how I think that ended up in the end. It's like, holy shit, you actually did it in spite of all the bullshit that I threw at you. How is this possible? It's great, but, large Elder Dragon Bone 2 rocks, which makes sense, I guess, since its first phase is just a big, kind of big golem form. Conqueror Seal, Stone, Phantom Core Ores, Pure Dragon Blood, Hard Claw, and Cortex, which has a different icon from the other core. It says Hard Claw Shard and Hard Claw. We got one jewel from that, which was Crisis Evasion Jewel. I don't know how good that really is, but hey, we did it with no cards this time even. Master rank 23. New color choices, we got new upgrade level available for armor. Maybe this isn't even like the actual final boss of Iceborne, maybe there's like even more left. It would be like the second fake out final boss though, if that were the case, considering that the first one was Volcana. And of course, there's also the fake-out final boss of the vanilla game, which is, you know, Sora. But then the actual final boss is Synergy, and there's like no other fake-out final bosses other than the first one, so maybe this one has 2 fake-out final bosses. Wouldn't that be something? Fairly sure the plot is done at this point, at least. Hunter rank, Master rank 23. Color choices have been added to the decor, new decor is available. A bronze sigil, scarf, red pendant, and a new upgrade level 4 armor. Right. Let's see what happens now. What exactly this means for us now that we've killed another giant elder dragon with an absurd amount of health. I'm pretty sure Volcano was way easier than this. And this is basically Xeno'jiiva tiers of challenge. Can't possibly imagine what could follow this, but I'm sure we'll find out what we got. I guess it's like we got another plot up because now we got a actual credit sequence, I suppose. Well, in case you wanted to know what the fucking the Leonian researcher looked like with the shirt off. There you go.
Yeah. Back there when I couldn't handle the pressure, I realized I wasn't ready. Maybe I'll never be. I just don't know.
This guy fucking
You were great out there.
resigning.
I agree. If I was in a dangerous spot, it'd be fine if, you lost your cool and went a little nuts. It shows that you care.
Hey, he took his helmet off. Quite much like Master Chief, you don't actually get to see what it looks like. Pretty sure they didn't even render what it looks like without it. It's just like Master Chief. Or if you manipulate the camera to see what it looks like when that happens underneath the helmet, there is another helmet.
About that.
Unbelievable. The Legiana abnormality, Velcana, and the other elder dragons were all linked to the old Everworm.
That's all we know. We saw with our own eyes what it did when it rooted itself in the Everstream. But despite our best efforts, I'm afraid we're left with more questions than answers.
One thing's for sure. It took its sweet time. It crept in quietly, spread its influence, and then...
And when things reach a tipping point, the abnormalities start showing up.
Wait, if that's the case, won't the ecosystem eventually just destroy itself?
No. That's where Nergi Gante comes in.
What?
Natural purification.
Seriously?
Nature. It has unique mechanisms to detect irregularities and balance itself.
Did you ever play Final Fantasy VII?
Irregularity. That balancing mechanism was in fact...
Nergigante!
Looks like we still have much to learn. Perhaps our work is just one part of a balancing mechanism.
Did you ever read about the Hounds of Tendalos?
So cool.
Hey, stop talking and start eating.
Did you ever read about any of these, those other storylines that present some kind of big monster as an antibody of nature?
You know what I'm talking about, sir. Nergigante. We're gonna chase that thing until our legs give out.
So we literally just learned that Nergigante is what's helping keep the environment in balance, and our first instinct is just to fucking try and hunt it down. On something that brings balance, now we're gonna fuck up that balance.
Work isn't done yet.
It's perfect.
For helping me discover the story behind this shard, I don't think I can thank you enough. You're really an inspiration. We all look up to you. And we'll need you now more than ever. It's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Did you ever wonder what the blacksmith looks like without his shirt off?
But remember, I'll be right by your side.
Or with his shirt
The
off?
story, the tale of the five. Wherever the star shines, the moon's close by. Now that's settled. Come on, partner. Here's to more adventures. Let's eat.
I don't know how fucking fitting it is that the last thing you hear her say is "let's eat," because that's her whole character. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, there we go, this, boy, I can't wait for this to somehow get claimed. Hold on a second. I'm going to be paranoid about this and actually do a thing where I make this thing invisible for a second so that I can look at the desktop and look at the thing and 30, 20, yes, 10 minutes is good. Hurry up and generate that. Okay, now turn down the volume and oh yeah, baby. Okay, now I can quiet down. I don't know if yeah, this will probably do, but this is another song that I would want to look into. I don't even remember if this is one of the songs that I heard in the video game music thing that I keep talking about. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like that that little piano motif that you hear at the end of that cutscene that just ended before, you know, this fucking credit sequence kicked in. It's part of another song that sounds closer to what I actually heard on the, you know, on that thing. And kind of want to find out what that's about. What that song would have been. Or what that song is. But hey, I'll probably be perusing the, you know, the OST for Iceborne quite thoroughly once I am certain that there is nothing else in the actual game for me to discover that would ruin. But I don't really know how I would define that, considering that there's like a few monsters. There's at least one monster that technically was not introduced to me, and you know, in the plot that I'm pretty sure I could have hunted of my own accord before the end of the plot. And like I mentioned, that was Savage Devil Joe. Like I said too, I'm pretty sure there's at least a few monsters left to discover. That definitely do not get introduced organically in the plot, so wonder how that's going to be dealt with. I guess we'll be finding out just as soon as this this credit sequence ends. Wonder if the presence of Velcana means that we're getting there. Velcana, then Rigiganti, and then maybe that last thing that well, I mean, still haven't got an official name for that thing. Didn't count the actual assignment description, which I think kind of spoils that. Nope, never mind. Apparently there's even more QA to listen to here. I guess I'm gonna let this play out, but well, there's no reason for me to like pay close attention to it if it's just a regular ass scrolling credit screen at this point. So. Plus, maybe it's almost over because it can't be up to special effects, but I'll be clicking on a few things in the background here. And in the meantime, apparently there's managers after the special effects and producers, isn't that something? Executive director, okay, it seems the song might be coming to an end, there we go, so it was quite close to that. Right, now we will stop the white noise and hope that the song will come back. Apparently it won't, because we got another loading screen. I'm guessing that much like with Sarajevo, we're gonna get that final boss named now, probably. First order of business.
Hi. Been waiting for you. Hope you're ready. Come on.
How about here? Can I take a look?
Don't touch, please.
Good. You're here.
Well, now what do we
You're
do?
ready.
Who has acknowledged the old Everworm as a new older dragon called Sharish-Valda, previously in the materials having pledged about a Sharish-Valda part, right? So no big fanfare in naming it like with Xenojiva, I guess. No voice acting or anything, so there you go. So yeah, the assignment description, or if you fuck up the quest, does spoil its name before it happens. But what are the messages we get? Research Center, Steamworks area. Oh, what now, the handler? It's fallen there Gigante wherever it's headed. Oh, you can actually give me assignments right here.
Yeah.
You enjoy yourself last night. Because not a lot of time has passed in the story. It'll lead on Nergiante's whereabouts. Where could it be, Chief? The old team's contracts in the Elder Trees. It's a solid match. Oh, really? As it went there after feasting on the old Everworm's energy. It's likely still there now. Let's find it before it takes off after its next meal. Quick, but don't be hasty. We know what this thing's capable of. We should be well prepared. Okay, I'm guessing at this time
Stop now. Let's follow Nergigante, wherever it's headed.
this time it's gonna take a little longer than 15 minutes to, you know, kill it. Let's look at the hunter's notes, because we should have the entry for whatever the fuck it's called, Sharish-Valda. It's at level 4. Already. Mysterious elder dragon able to manipulate the earth itself. Vibrations from its wingtips reshape the earth, denying hunters footing. Begin by stripping its sturdy rock armor and falling rocks. Bombs and falling rocks are the two proven methods, but are there even any falling rocks that you can use in that arena? It looks like it's very open. Certainly didn't notice anything like that. Skills to counter tremors are a boon against its wingtip attacks, or you could just, you know, have good enough range to not care about that. But yeah, that's only for the first phase though, but Underclaw, Pedal Stone. Oh, there we go. It's got separate displays for. I guess we got a display for its rock form and here, but not for its released forms, which is like released form is similar to Xenojiva. You can break the head twice. It actually says when it's breakable twice, apparently. Well, I broke the forelegs, but apparently I guess I only broke the head once. There's a gem from breaking the head or carving the scalp, really? Oh shit, I did that by accident. Head broken, scalp carved. Can you like sever the fucking scalp? Break the head twice? That's weird. Let me know if I should interpret it like that. Tender claw. Apparently you can't sever the tail, so that was a bit misguided, but hey, you can still do damage there. Tender claw from breaking the wings. And apparently you can't break the wings once it's released either, so. Oh well. I wish that you would tell me what Ruiner Nergigante is weak to. I get the feeling that attacking it with electricity was a good idea, though. So now what? Ready to set off for the Elder Trees and, well no, if you're gonna be fucking... You're gonna be the guy that sends me there instead of the handler, then probably not. Not until after I take care of a couple other things at least. Survived, I suppose. Let's hear the report. Yes, I killed one more large monster. You wouldn't believe what it was. Let's see, if we're gonna be killing or hunting Nergigante again, then... I suppose it's time for me to switch back to the Kadachi Greathawks again. And this is probably a good idea. Keep my defense charm. And switch to Shield Spire. This guy. Shield Spire honestly is a pretty good idea overall. Because if we try to post any quests from here, we can't actually do it. We need to talk to the guy specifically. Alright, so... Yeah, let's not even skip a beat. We're just gonna go after Nergigante right now. Already took on Ruiner Nergigante once, so what could possibly go wrong? go ahead and eat, get our defense bonus as usual. Splatter. Hold on a second, let me move the windows around now that I have, there we go. The windows around now that I have, I don't have to worry about having the white noise button present at all times. Why did I come back to talk to you? I actually want to talk to you. I want to go trigger this thing. Right, hey Poogie, did you see what I did?
Everyone ready?
Alright, let's do it.
Let's go.
Follow that thing to the ends of the new world, which we did once already, but apparently we're back at it again. I don't know if we're actually gonna be fighting it this time. I assume we are. Maybe we're gonna be finding something else entirely, though. Can never fucking tell at this point. Guess I'm gonna grab this thing. There we go. What are we gonna discover this time? Their very intense appearance. Isn't that a bunch of burbs? Isn't this something we've seen before, maybe? What is that? I see that looks like a Legiana, but I can't even tell. No, that's not Gigante, isn't it? It's just really fucking hard to tell when it's flying and... It's flying and it's at that much of a distance. I don't know how they're able to steer the birds so well.
Big. But I'm almost certain it went this way.
So which way is this way? What the? It's another big rock formation that looks just like the ones that we've seen time and again. But apparently this was just another map. Maybe, unless it's just this is the Wild Spire. It looks like the Wild Spire to me. Are you going to come to the...
It's amazing!
Is this supposed to be a new place or is it just the Wild Spire? It just looks like the Wild Spire ways to me, like I said, but... Shit, there's bagel news. I guess Nergigante is just gonna go after Bagel Goose even though Bagel's not even an older dragon. Just let them fight, fuck it. Turf wars are good. It's less work for us.
Gotcha!
Well, I did say it looked like the Wild Spire from high up, but this does not look like the forested version of the Wild Spire. This does look a little bit different, so yeah, new area, I guess. What could it possibly be? The ancient forest knows something's off. I don't know if... These tracks look weird. Signs of a turf war. Did not press circle, but I guess we're examining this either way. There's anything like this in the New World or the hinterlands.
Nothing can stop us.
Might be more and we might run into whatever let out that roar. What roar? They're supposed to teleport towards the... Okay, that's a regular bigger wasp, I guess. Ain't this something? What place is this? Why is there effluvium and rot like in the Rotten Vale? What is this? Longer spot. Right. Should I probably not bother doing a lot of exploration yet because we don't have a... Or was definitely not something Dragiante would make, right? I guess you're just stopping me from going too far in one direction. This here's a great spot. I have no idea what spot you're talking about, but I guess we're setting up a camp. Getting hungry? I don't know. How long has it been since we ate? I ate before setting out. Assumed I was gonna have to deal with some shit. And apparently I was right. Get a camp time to start doing some research. Tracks you found contain an odd type of secretion. Never seen it in the New World or the hinterlands. It may be unique to this region. Then there's whatever's making that roaring sound. Came from over there. Guess this counts as an expedition, so we don't actually have any free materials. What a dang shame. Oh well. It'll take a while for me to find my way around in here. This is where we started out. Let's see. Find the source of the roar in the forest region. It's apparently our objective, and I guess we're gonna fulfill it eventually, even though right now we're walking away from its fulfillment. Look, there's a giant vigor wasp. What if we go this way? Is this gonna lead me to another secret camp place, or maybe not? Apparently this is a dead end with Mandragora, with Bitterbug, and Godbug. What can we replace with that? What's this? Herbs? We don't need more herbs. Don't, however, want to check out whatever's in this dead end back here. It's probably gonna be like a monster there, based on the fact that it's not a campsite. Or something. Maybe it's just like a fishing spot. That could be it too. Sure, we don't want to fish right now though, just because we have ooh. Don't have a lot of extra space. Gonna clean out our stuff right now so that we don't have to worry about that as much. Okay, I guess this is the way we came in, this is the way we were supposed to go. I can collect honey immediately, but I guess this time we're actually gonna go try to check out whatever's whatever it is we need to find over there. Apparently just gotta find this clearing. Oh. I just gotta step far enough into this clearing, not even to the other end, and then we That's something new. Yeah, ancient forest, except not ancient forest, but there are jaguars around, so it seems. And I guess that's what a thunderbark looks like up close. And regular ass Rathalos, I guess. Pretty sure that regular Rathalos isn't much of a threat to us at this point, but is that another variant of Glavenus that I see there, or something else that I've encountered before? No, that looks like a new beastie. I think I've seen that sort of tuning fork top on it before. Oh boy. And maybe even more. Well, that looks like regular Diablos to me. Is this guy also gonna get owned by the same thing? Like maybe temporary Diablos, but yeah, Diablos is definitely old news at this point. Tons of high rank predators though, I guess. And then there's this guy. I'm sure it's the same one we saw just a second ago. Seen Ogre, that's what it is. Well, I mean, maybe not a new beastie to this game, but certainly one that hasn't been in the world before. Return to Celiana. Well, we discovered Sinogre. More importantly, what? Until we go back at Celiana, so we just need to run away at this point, I guess. Oh dear, I actually don't know which way to go to get back to the camp, but apparently I don't need to worry too much about that, because I can just travel there. Yes, we will leave the locale soon, so we can't really hunt him anyway. You're not supposed to hunt him. Diablos has left the locale. What about Rathalos? Sinogre has left the locale. There are no more monsters left. There's nothing to hunt. There's a forest region, but I guess this one's like a desert region. This is gonna be like a mishmash of all the different regions that we saw in the other maps. Well, I don't know, but I guess I'm just gonna warp back to the... Hold on. I think I'm just gonna warp back to the camp now. I guess it's time to... see what's gonna follow now. Could even have imagined a place like this? Well, apparently someone who never bothered to do an aerial survey of much of this place. Even though that should be pretty friggin' easy, considering that you have winged rigs at your disposal constantly. So what, can't even talk to her to return to Celiana? We need to actually do that from our own map. Oh, there we go, it's yeah, they're just fucking... stick that place in there. Well, how do you return to Celiana, though? Aren't I supposed to talk to you? Apparently I can't return from the world map, and I can't return from talking to the handlers, so it's like, now what do I do? I'm not entirely sure what now. It's like return from the expedition from here. It's okay, I guess we have to do it from the menu. It's kind of strange. Forced to pick that. Out of all the possible ways that you can end an expedition, you have to pick that one very specific way. To the land of discoveries, reach the guiding lands. Oh, there you go. New cutscene has been added to the gallery.
Great.
I'm sorry. It's great, as you can tell from my voice clip. Who would have thought a place like that existed? While I was fighting at Diablos and then a Sinogre joined in. We were testing how high we could go with the airship and I remember seeing a strange mountain-like shape on the horizon. Red Fleet wanted to conduct an investigation into it since they had no solid evidence of anything like that existing. Looks like you guys managed to beat them to the punch. Well, land contains regions that resemble the locales we're already active in. There's gotta be something fundamentally different about them, though. Need to focus on gathering samples from bones and ores so that we can compare them to the data that we already have. Right, I guess we got another new busy work schedule here. Is there anything else that you noticed was off? On tracks that had a strange composition to them, and never saw anything like them in the New World or the Hinterlands. Definitely were a monster, but I couldn't pinpoint what monster made them. I think I'll have time to look into those tracks too if you want. Who knows, if we can analyze those tracks, they might lead us to something big, groundbreaking even. Now that's sorted out, the most difficult part is next. What the heck do we call that place? Seaward Leather by Nergigante, the guiding lance has a nice ring to it. Well, get to cracking the mystery of the guiding lands. You gotta look into that Sinogre first. Don't forget to collect samples from bones and ores while you're out there. Alright, go on an expedition to the guiding lands. In the guiding lands. It's a complex ecosystem consisting of multiple regions that affect each other. Find out more about the monsters and characteristics of each region. All the master rank is available in the guiding lands. You'll receive master rank points for any large monsters you hunt in the guiding lands, even on expeditions. Large monsters will escape and be replaced by other large monsters after a while, but if you're fighting them or if they're lower on health, they will stay around longer. If you faint while on an expedition, you will receive few rewards when hunting a large monster. When you research the large monsters in each region, the more the region level will increase. Okay, this is different. Higher region levels, new powerful species and tempered monsters may start appearing. Larger monsters in the guiding lands will drop rare items and yield special materials if you carve or capture them. One region's level increases and changes, the level for another region may go down. The guiding lands are mining outcrops and bone piles will also produce special materials that can be obtained elsewhere. Also be able to find gathering points that yield increasingly valuable materials the more you use them. Each region has its own unique materials, so make sure you try out every gathering point you come across. We even run into special gathering points. Ain't that something? Master rank cap has been removed, now I'm MR49. Oh, there you go.
Hey there, partner.
Am I MR49 because there's like another cap quest that's stopping me from going to 50 and beyond, or am I just MR49? Let's see, investigating the guiding lands alone or as a leader. In order to the quest board and world map, point the cursor to the guiding lands and go on an expedition. Also go on expeditions via the quest board, L2 or R2 to check info for each region and see which monsters are currently there. When going on an expedition in the guiding lands, you can select your own objective when you depart. This will help other players with the same objective to find and join you more easily. You can change the objective by talking to the hand. To the quest board, guiding lands option have been added to the quest board menu. Select join to respond to SOS flares. Or join a guiding lands expedition in the same online session. If you join other players under expedition, yours also will be reflected in your own guiding lands. Right. Joining other players, the region levels of the guiding lands will be adjusted to the leader's progress. can kind of mess you up if you're going for a very specific specific kind of a level. I don't know. It's region levels. Cannot decrease a regional level below the minimum. Well, I can apparently. Or 24 or higher. I guess 24 is like the minimum for having beaten the plot, or getting to this point in the plot at least. Mission objective, no preference. Target monster, no preference. It could be any one of these. These are just the ones that I've discovered. I'm pretty sure there's more. Interesting, but no, I think I'll try to solve this first, at least try it out. Tutorial was added and apparently there's like no more plot quests, because I'm not seeing any more of that. Treasure commission sigils are based on a table of the 5. Okay. Yes, she's not telling me about that either, so I could just like... I think I've definitely entered the ultra post-game mode at this point, but... all those tutorial messages made me realize that... I'll come back here after I beat fucking final boss. What more do we have? Boundless Farsight from Shari's Valda Tenor Claw, Tenor Scale, Tenor Plate, and Gem. Christ. The chain of wool binding the living to her desires with the Shari's Valda dual blades, which have now it's sealed though. Sealed. High Elder Seal Dragon Element. A pretty good defense bonus to be fair. How about this? Unsmith Pair. Vilefang, Deviljoe Reaper, Black Blood, and Deviljoe Crook. Savage Deviljoe incarnate these pulsing blades shriek when their first goes unsated. This also has high Elder Seal and high damage, but it has slow negative affinity. Do we have any more new information here? We have something new here. Touched Hell. As well the Tender Claw and Marvel counterparts. This might be even better than the other ice dual bits that I have. I don't know. There's also these missile bombers, which apparently require not only Basil Goose parts, but also Shari's Valda parts. I don't know what the parts for creating the highest ranked version of this thing are, though. But yeah, what are the fucking Bargath dual blades? 250 and 270 uses. These ones have higher base damage and like, I think higher potential for sharpness, but I mean, this would really be worth it. What about armor? If I wanted to make Shari's Valda armor, what would that look like? Like this. Oh hey, goddamn, that's actually really elaborate. Pretty sure this is always the same, but without all the coverings. You can actually see your face. And as expected, it got pretty high base defense. I'm pretty sure that would be good. That it's also focusing on Part Breaker. Some of it. Coalescence. Coalescence is for like increasing your stats after you shrug off some regularities, right? After recovering from Blight's normal status, yeah. This seems extremely situational. It's something that you wouldn't necessarily want to seek. boost and recovery up would be nice, but part breaker I guess would also be nice. Yeah, but I don't know. What about the new version of the Kirin armor? Apparently just a little bit more modest than the lower rank versions of the Kirin armor, but still. It certainly looks picturesque on the Savage Joe. Oh, this is something else. We had enough material to make one leg of this armor. Enough material to put some tattoos on you, I guess, when you get that. But yeah, I guess we lock the, Master Rank Kirin material stuff and the Savage Devil Deal material stuff, even though I haven't actually killed either of those on my own yet. Sharisvalda too. Well, Sharisvalda is the plot, so that's nothing else entirely. Oh, we can now craft pendants. We weren't able to do this before. Only need Conqueror seals for them though. Just a bunch of scarves though. No, maybe when I get like enough Conqueror seals that I know I'm not gonna need them or want to use them for anything else, I will do some of those. What about layered armor? Do we have anything new in that front? Apparently no. Apparently these are gonna be relegated mostly to just the event quests and optional quests. Double Joe, Black Peel and Black Blood to unlock the eye patch. I'm getting kind of tired. I have been going for like just under 6 hours now, so I think what I'm gonna be doing is I guess try out the guiding glance briefly and see how that goes. It's a part for the guiding glance. Try to explore this place as much as possible right now, I guess. Not necessarily go and engage anything right now. Gonna try to go and explore as much as possible, get as many of those precious collectibles as possible. And try and see if there's any new beasties that I can sight. Special tracks. Examining signs of a turf war can occasionally return in finding special tracks that contain drop materials from other monsters. Be able to obtain analyzed special tracks which serve as pheromones to lure out the monster in questions. Tracks can be found by carving or capturing large monsters. Until the tracks are fully analyzed, you'll only be able to tell what species it is. But you can analyze multiple species simultaneously. For more information on special tracks, blah blah blah. There are 2 ways of analyzing them. Slay or capture large monsters and examine signs of turf wars to discover special tracks of the same species, or destroy large monster parts in the guiding glance. You can advance analysis once per monster species by breaking one of their body parts. Breaking parts of a monster of the same species will be more effective if the body part belongs to the monster you're actually analyzing. Wouldn't that be you're currently analyzing? The analysis will be completed instantly. I think I found a bit of a typo there. Or just using the incorrect word. Can we actually analyze special tracks directly from temperate monsters? Also obtain. There we go. So basically they're saying go nuts and hunt as much as you want in this area, but right now I think I'm just gonna explore and try to fill out as much of this map as possible. Try to go to the north of here. Tabikadachi. So we actually got 2. Well, there's Tabikadachi. I didn't even realize he was right there. There's shallows, so I guess this is starting to overlap with the Coral Highlands region over here, yeah. We created the camp in the ancient forest, and now this is the Coral Highlands region, which this part, I gotta tell you, looks very similar to the part where you can sometimes aggro in Paolumu. So, I think there might be a little bit of overlap here. Oh, this is like a fishing spot. I had not even realized that. And I believe at this point I'm pretty much just going to at a bomb pile where apparently we need to analyze bomb piles to find tracks and materials and whatnot. Vivid Crimson Bone. Coral Crimson Bone. Whether this is its way to test to its power. Signs of a turf war. Alright, so I guess we just need to gather as many of these materials as possible and also gather as many tracks as possible. That's it. Bandit Wyvern, Bird Wyvern. Damn it. Hold on, let's go. This way first, so that I can have this region unlocked. Alright, so we've discovered like the Coral Highlands region, I suppose. Is there another campsite down here, or am I just imagining things? Perhaps wishful thinking. Looks like a place for another campsite here.
Let's ask the head honchos.
But that's another thing that we need to focus on, trying to figure out where to put new campsites. So we clearly need a few more here. We'll just immediately teleport back to the camp. Transport ourselves back and go the other way this time. This direction. Okay, yeah. Last time we came this way, we weren't really able to. Must see mud clump. Boy. Weren't really able to do anything because this just puts you into the cutscene that just really immediately marks the end of the expedition. I sworn I came this way before, but... I don't know. Honestly, that's some part of this environment like this one. Vaguely reminds me of like Monster Hunter 1, what very little I played of that, but... I could not even seriously tell you how misguided that is, or otherwise. Ooh. Well, are there like cats over there? Maybe they can tell us something. That way, now apparently we go this way. I didn't even realize that this is like a tunnel, because I'm not good at reading the map apparently, but... I did come this way before, didn't I? Didn't I figure this was gonna be a base, but apparently I was a little, just a little bit off on that. Could recruit one of these cats, but, we talk to any of them. Shield bearer, we can recruit the shield bearer, I guess, but... Don't know if that's gonna make any kind of a difference. I don't even know where else to go. We found the forest, we found the Coral Highlands, and we found Wildspire Waste, so what about the Rotten Vale? Not quite sure. Hold on. Oh no, it took so long until we could actually leave, but also did get some materials, so that is nice. I want to recruit a cat for as much as we're not going to be really doing any hunting right now. Well, I think I'm really out of it at this point. I'll at least try to focus or record in my mind the location of this giant vigor wasp. Capture it too. Largest size updated. And then it's apparently right next to where this friggin' cat nest is, cat lair. But let's see, what happens if I try to escape from here? What would happen then? Because I think this would be quite a good time to change objective. What is the expedition? First Wild Spire Coral and where apparently no other with Elder Reese's region here. Target monster, well, we don't know. Xenogear would be the next one, but let's get a return from the expedition. We had that cat in our party for such a long time, even though we didn't fight anything. Clearly that means we need to increase our unity with those cats. Large region level 1, Wild Spire region level 1. Okay, so something did happen. Yeah, we barely increased our tail-weighted unity with those cats, but there you go. Certainly better than nothing. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to get much more used to that later on. Maybe I'll come back to this very soon, sooner than you think, but right now I think since I'm fucking struggling to retain consciousness here, and you know, I've been streaming for over 6 hours now. What investigation would I like to take on next? Resource center about to complete. So we'll take care of that. And maybe see what new options I have for decorating the room. Wouldn't that be a nice sound from the music of the game? It's fucking weird. Let's see. Tempered Monster Hunt. Master and kill the dragon. I'm pretty sure there's better options than this. Yeah, just gonna have to do Bird Wyvern Hunt at some point, and also the fucking Bargoth Hunt, which I'm not looking forward to, but hey, whatever. At least I now have better resources to deal with that. And I think the last thing we're gonna be doing is going back into this room and then see what new decor options we have for it. Detail color settings are now available. So just for that. And that first aid kit. What could that possibly look like? Boy, options. A white wooden wall. Elegant sticker wall, orange, green, red, and blue. But I'm gonna stick with the stone one. There's also a marble tile floor, which I think this one is the coziest looking one. Love those. It's a white wooden floor, but nah. Lights are still there. Curtains, sort of. Main table, carnival. There's also party platter. No thanks. Shelf can be changed for the elegant shelves, which could be nice. Also amber. Oh boy, amber with a bug inside. Colorful planting. I didn't have before. Seashell. Vegetable display. First aid kit. I can't even tell what's in it. Pottery set, ornamental plate, large. I think I would have that in like shelves next to a bed though. Maybe elsewhere. What else is new? Generally do not see what else there is. Hold on. Crafting tools. Okay, I guess that's it. Little craft compounds. And now we can have a candlestick. We're gonna get the candlestick. And for the rugs here, we can now buy luxury rugs, which I think do like to look a little bit better than what we had before, so I'll just opt for that. to F. We can apparently have some healthy refreshments there, but I think we'll keep the books and documents. We can put on luxury rugs in place of the familiar rugs, so I think, yeah, we'll do that. And on the flower bed, we can now have Ancient Forest Plant 5, which I can't tell what the fuck it is, and Wildfire Waste Plant 2, which doesn't really look that impressive. Go with that, though. Okay, we did it. We redecorated our room, even though I'm pretty sure our quest to go along with the ultimate redecoration, or just the ultimate decoration, it's not complete. I think we also have to, you know, unleash some pets into this room on the aquarium, but I think we'll get to doing that later once we've discovered a few more of the rare endemic life that we have been tasked to. Temperature will just be an off-screen thing, but yes, since at this point I am quite struggling to try and formulate things and retain my consciousness, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here, so... Let's see... how I can bring this to a conclusion. Yes, another Iceborne streaming, which I guess actually managed to beat the plot now, because pretty sure I'm firmly into there's more to discover, but it's all definitely post-game. Do not bother trying to state otherwise territory. You're the one way. It's like, yeah, you're done with the plot. There is no more plot, just like do things, discover new things, find more stuff, but don't expect to be any more plot to go along with that. At least I think that's how it works. Okay, I don't know, I think I'm gonna come back to... I'm gonna come back to this in like a very brief amount of time. As in... within 24 hours. Let me see. But yeah, that was me beating the... Well, since it's over now, I guess that was me beating the plot of Iceborne. And... I forgot about this. I should look. Get over it. But, me beating the plot of Iceborne, that was an interesting way to have like a final confrontation with fucking Sharizval, is that what it was called? Basically even more beefed up Xeno'jiiva. With interesting attacks. Even if they could get kind of bullshit sometimes. And I think I would, you know, mind that fight less if it would. The whole Xeno'jiiva thing of having like a ridiculous amount of health, but yeah, that's whatever. Yes, hope back with more Hunter World Iceborne tomorrow, in which I try to figure out what these guiding lines expeditions are actually about, and maybe actually hunt a few monsters while I'm over there. But well, that'll happen. That'll happen when it happens. I don't know. It's definitely losing the ability to try and put one or the other, but I think we're just gonna go ahead and call it here. So, as always, you know who you are. You know who you are that's listening to this right now. That's correct. There's absolutely no reason for you to hold back, so you'll take it easy. Thanks everybody for coming, like always, all of you. I would read out the rest of my spiel, but there's much of a point at this point, so I will just gonna say that things will be followed up on. That's certainly a more fitting final statement to make at this time, so yes, more of this tomorrow. That's pretty much the only thing that I will say at this point, more of this tomorrow. That is all I can say with certainty, so I will say that. I'll leave it at that. Okay, bye.